Sheridan Mall. Always for your family, especially for you.
At 7:30 p.m. tonight, we have the goodies. But before that, sit back and relax for an evening with the Thamesmen.
Hello.
How are you?
I am all right. How are you doing?
Not so bad. Not so bad. Thank you very much. And yeah, I'm in fine fettle, actually. Enjoying summer and yourself.
Good. I'm George. I'm in Los Angeles, and we are back.
And I'm Alex in Colorado. We are back. Is it warm in LA at
It's
the moment?
kind of muggy and sweaty and hot. It's a kind of the Thamesmen weather forecast. It's yeah, sweaty.
Well, could be worse.
How's Colorado?
No, I won't mention it. The Colorado fire is actually getting cooler. It's like winter is coming.
No, really?
You know. Yeah, seriously. Well, if you think about the extremes, because it's been like 90, and within, the first snow will be in, let's say, November. So it's going to go from 90 down to like, 30 very quickly over months. So it's like we got such pronounced seasons. Everything's extreme.
I'm wondering, when you start getting snow, are you going to have to be like brushing off your satellite dish so we can make Thamesmen videos?
Oh,
do you know where your satellite dish is?
Yeah, it's out there.
Of course it's
and
is it on the roof?
But it's near the roof. But it's the old Vive. The old Vive. It's God bless.
The one who throttles bears in a chokehold.
Yes.
That one.
Yeah, the one who gave me a device to throttle. If you're in danger, people, apparently my wife says you can always choke out a bear with a good arm lock.
And the reference to this is our Jimmy Barnes video. And while I was editing that Jimmy Barnes video, I was trying to find suitable footage of people giving a chokehold on a bear. And do you know how many videos of someone giving a chokehold to a bear I found?
No,
none. Absolutely none.
I've got to question my wife here, right? I think she's angry because she was going to do she did do the Alcatraz swim, and I offered to buy her a seal outfit as a wetsuit, right?
Yeah.
And brown. I got a complete brown. I wanted her to wear the old flip as well. So I think she's just told me I can throttle it.
Exactly.
So I'm going to go out there to die.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But anyway, Survive. And ours. Survive. It was her birthday today, and I got her a pair of. You were talking about the weather changing. I got a pair of snowshoes.
Oh, well, proper like for hiking snowshoes.
Yeah, they're gnarly.
That's a serious deal. That is the snowshoeing, isn't it? Yeah. It's a real technique to it, apparently.
Apparently,
I'm
just going to send her off with a sandwich and a thumb.
Is that so she can get down the shops when you get snowed in? Like, hey, darling, could you go pick up the papers and the milk?
I'm going to send her off with a thermos and a pack of cigarettes and off you go. And exactly.
Pick up the papers on the way when you're back.
Yeah, absolutely. Just off you go. She can, and 12 Stella.
If you could carry it. Yeah.
No. Anyway, it's the advice birthday, and she got snowshoes, and they're pretty gnarly. So yeah, I'm looking. That is how quick the season's coming up. But if the car does get stuck, I will harness her,
pull you out.
Yeah, she will be out front.
Well, yeah, because the pugs are going to be bloody useless as sled dogs, I would suggest, aren't they?
The pugs are going to have little croc shoes. So, yeah.
Are your pugs going to have little coats and things?
Yes, they've already got. I'll put a picture up behind me. Gandalf's already got an Argyle sweater, and he's been up to Tahoe before, so he's quite adapted.
He's totally at one with the elements, is he?
As long as it doesn't snow more than a foot, they're fine. Otherwise, they're going to be making their own little burrows.
God.
Anyway, they're not pugs; they're house hippos.
That's probably true as well, really.
What are we here for? We are here for Gloria Van Morrison.
Yeah, so rock history, and we've actually got notes, and we've got today. We've got bonus as well. So
We do have a bonus. We have a bonus, and it's going to be, he teamed up with John Lee Hook, and I never knew that.
I never knew that either. So that's pretty amazing.
Now, before we get on to Van, we know firsthand, because I was in a band, and George was with the band with me in the band, and we did a gig, and he was playing down there, and he is a grumpy git.
Yeah, and it's very likely that this video may not even make it out, because I hear that Van Morrison ones don't often make it out. But do you remember that gig? That was at the Cornwall Coliseum, and that was at the WOMAD Festival, wasn't it? And because we wanted to be at one with Van Morrison, we were drinking Guinness. Do you remember that?
I do. I remember Dave going over there, and he was really grumpy today.
and then we tried to get across the whole festival site with our Guinness, and we worked out that the best way to travel at speed was skipping with Guinness. But yeah,
they were the days. They were the days. But he was grumpy, and also I had a friend of mine in San Francisco owned his home. He lived over in San Francisco and then sold.
Oh, really?
And so he lived over there. But that's beside the point. He does make unbelievable music. He does make, even if he is grumpy, and he did live in San Francisco.
Yeah. I went to his studio once, but anyway, that's another story. So
was he grumpy? Was he in?
No, he wasn't in. But it was a residential house down in the countryside, and I was there doing some work, and I had an amazing breakfast. Fantastic. So
he did. I tell you one thing about his band. He had a band tighter than a nun's chap. And they obviously had worked out different segments and by numbers. I remember this. So he would turn around and go, number 35. Okay. And off they would go into a sequence. Number 24. And it's the first time I'd seen anyone run a band.
Wow.
And it was just, you've got to be a bit of
control.
Freak.
So should we read the notes then?
Yes, let's do it.
So, written around the time of Van Morrison's 18th birthday, are you kidding me? He would perform Gloria with his band, Them, often ad-libbing the lyrics and stretching it out to 15 to 20 minutes. It was eventually released as the B-side of their single, Baby, Please Don't Go, and has gone on to become an absolute three-chord classic. There have been several covers, initially by Shadows of Night in the US, and later Patti Smith would record it with some of the lyrics changed to those of her poem Oath. The Patti Smith version is fantastic. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame would list both of these versions in their list of 500 songs that shaped rock and roll.
Well, the Patti Smith version.
Yeah, by the sounds of it, yeah.
If any, what album is that? Something Horses.
Yeah.
In your own time, we don't have to be with you. Go and check out the Patti Smith version, because I mean that woman is she's been there, done that, and that's a great version.
Yeah, no, absolutely amazing. I think Patti Smith definitely deserves some time and attention. So,
yeah. All right, so let's do this. Is going to be absolutely fantastic. I know it. This is live in France. Fantastic. So everyone's going to be in polo next. Probably, exactly, and ignoring them.
Yeah, right, exactly.
But just a generalization there.
Maybe.
Yeah.
No accents. Remember? No.
No, but don't matter. They're French. They don't understand. Us.
They don't. I wonder how many French subscribers we have.
No.
No.
And the United Kingdom gets from the public 0 points.
If we wanted French subscribers, what would be what's that guy?
Plastic Bertrand.
No, that real famous one who's married to the model who
Sacha Distel, or you're thinking about the one with Serge Gainsbourg.
Yeah, exactly. I got a French friend and he loves Serge Gainsbourg, but I can't really get it myself. But yeah. All right, anyway.
It's your fault for having a French friend.
He cooks really well. Anyway, so Them, Gloria, live in France. Are you ready?
And he cycles around with onions.
A baguette under his arm.
Exactly.
No.
Apart from that, no generalization.
No generalization.
No, and he stinks.
He does not.
He does.
Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
tell you about my baby. Lord, you know she comes around.
There's them.
Struck by feet four, right from her head down to the ground. What's coming around here till about midnight? Swing her feet so good, Lord. I want to say swing her feet all day. And David's cheap. And out. And oh. And out. And out. And hey, 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 hey. G-O-R-I-A. G-O-R-I-A. I want to shout it every night. I want to shout it every day. Hey, 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 hey. Well, she come around to just about midnight. Swing her feet so good, Lord. Want to say swing her feet all right. I'm walking down my street. She come to my house. She never pound my door. Then she come to my room. Man, she make her feel all right. And all right. G-O-R-I-A. G-O-R-I-A. I want to shout every night. I want to shout every day. Hey, 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 I want to shout. Feel all right.
That was great. I tell you, he was. If he was 18, he looked. You know, he's 18, but he still looked like an accountant who's 47.
But I always imagine Van Morrison as the older gentleman, shall we say? And so to see him in this younger form, like you said, looking old.
No, but looking old.
Yeah, exactly. He was ready for his grumpy old man look already, wasn't he? You know, he was. Yeah,
he was born for it. He was born in a bad mood. Did you see how big that guitarist was? How big the guitar was?
Huge.
Put it up behind it. Either he, got to be politically correct here, was a midget,
It was a huge guitar.
or someone sold him a dodgy guitar in Ireland. You know what I mean? That was absolutely huge.
It was a fascinating bit of footage as well, in that, you know, it was
Yes.
of that era, you know, where people sat in their seats
Yeah.
and they were all very nice. It must have been a variety show or something, because the crowd was. I saw one older lady who was looking seriously unhappy with the whole affair. Really,
She was very unhappy. She was very unhappy. But also there was one kid who knew it was a fucking good song.
yeah, he was into it, isn't he? You know, yeah.
He was only 3. And little did that boy know, right? He's probably, how old now, do you think?
60, 70, you know.
Fucking band still playing the same song.
True, actually.
You know what I mean? He hasn't stopped clapping his entire life, that
That's
child.
amazing.
Every time he comes on, he was born on that shit. That was an all-time bona fide freaking classic. That is absolutely brilliant.
And you know, to write that when you're 18, you know, is pretty astounding, really, isn't it? You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's
I know.
very
I know,
cool.
I know.
So we got a bonus,
I
though,
love
haven't
that.
we? We can listen to it all
bonus.
over again.
We can listen to it again. So let's see. This Van Morrison teamed up with John Lee Hooker several times in the later part of Hooker's career. The duet they performed of Gloria became the highest charting success Morrison had with the song, hitting the top 40 worldwide. And I I've never bloody heard it.
No, I've never
Have
heard
you?
this version either. So, you know, it's amazing that this one song can have such a life. You know, Patti Smith, John Lee Hooker, early Van Morrison, them, whatever it may be. You know, it just shows you write one song, which is just I mean, obviously Van Morrison has way more than one song, but you get one song and you can live off it for life. You know, if it's a great song, you know.
It's tough. It's tough. Can you imagine doing one PowerPoint presentation, right, at work, and then for the rest of your fucking career, you got to do that PowerPoint presentation every night?
Yeah, okay, that's the tough part about it. But that's
it would be. How do you reinvent it? It must be, but still, I know it's forever forgiving Golden Goose. So who's to knock?
Yeah,
it?
well, you know, if it's getting played on the radio and you're getting royalties and things everywhere, you know, like there are certain songs which are iconic, aren't there? You know, like you know, which just keep going. Well, we saw Knack, My Sharona. You know, obviously, the one I always think of is Blur. What's it? 13.
No,
the 13. You know that one, which is that really anthemic one. You know, and just.
Yeah. And there's, I'm just thinking Buffalo Springfield, every Vietnam track, that will come on.
Right, exactly.
You know, it was just like, that'll be in there. And if it's, there are certain songs that sum up the eras absolutely perfectly. And that really was a black and white, grumpy granny, your father died in the war. Your father died in the war and he's not proud of you.
Yeah, exactly. It's brilliant. Excellent. All right, well, let's see what happens with John Lee Hooker. So this is, I think this is late.
Before it starts, we never heard of it. What do you think it's going to be like?
Oh, I think it's going to be a bit more vibrant than that version. I think because time will have moved on, and even though they're older, I think because back in the sort of 60s time with TV cameras, everyone was a bit static and a bit stationary. I reckon there'll be a bit more passion to it.
I reckon it'd be a really slow.
You reckon a blues
John Lee Hooker version, a bluesy version? Yeah,
okay,
it would have to be. I can't imagine John Lee Hooker suddenly fucking gearing up and
getting down.
Going a bit, getting down with the kids. Let's see if that kid is still there clapping. He's probably about 47 now with a second mortgage.
So apparently this was actually 1989. This recording live in the Beacon Theatre. So, yeah.
All right, count me in.
Are you ready, sir? 3.
Yeah.
2, 1, go.
She come around here about midnight. She come around here about midnight. Make me feel so good. Every night about midnight, she come to my home. Make me feel alright. Walking down the street, she knock on my door. Walking down the street, she knock on my door. She come in my room, make me feel so good. You know what a woman do? Well, she make me feel alright. Yeah.
I'll tell you about my baby. When she comes around, 5 feet 4, from her head to the ground.
Oh my God, this is brilliant.
Come around here,
hold on about midnight.
till about midnight.
Midnight.
Man, she make me feel so good. Make me feel alright.
Feel alright. That woman's a winner.
And her name is G. Yeah.
Midnight. She come around here, she make me feel alright. About midnight, walking down the street. You come knock on my door. Knock, knock on my door. You come in my room. Let me feel alright. Feel. He's a sinner. He's a lover. He's a sinner. He's a killer. What's her name? Her name is Gloria. G-O-R-I-A. G-O-R-I-A. One shot every night. G-O-R-I-A. One shot every day. G-O-R-I-A. 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 Her name is Gloria. I want shot every night. He's a sinner. I want shot every day. He's a sinner. Every day. He's a sinner. Every day. Every day. Every day. Every day. Take your time, Johnny. Take your time.
That was fantastic.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was brought to you by Chris, the third Thamesmen. He's the guy that curates everything. We would have never put that in. That was absolute magic.
Totally. John Lee Hooker. What an absolute star. Like, just so good.
He gave it another level of authenticity. It was like the song was written for him, but because I love how he repeats the word. He goes, knocking at my door, you know, and he makes it so much more authentic.
Yeah. Now, it was just like, and it had more vibrancy to it, I think, the whole thing. And they rocked it. They totally rocked it, you know? I love that version.
I adore that version. And I got it wrong. It wasn't a slow track whatsoever. And I didn't think he'd be able to keep up, but he did. And he was just brilliant. And the tone of his voice and how relaxed John Lee Hooker is when he talks about it. He kind of walks you through. He doesn't say, he kind of walks you through it like, and then she came up to my room. You're like, yeah. And then knocking at the door, you go, yeah, you know. And then Van Morrison's voice was damn good. It was crystal clear.
Yeah, no, I do wonder if that actually the video was one thing and the recording was another. You know what I mean? You know, I suspect that recording might have been a studio recording, but the video might have.
I would have. If it was a studio recording, I wouldn't have put John Lee Hooker's guitar at the very end.
Yeah,
it was because he was. I mean, it was a bit. It was okay, but it was a bit. It could have been a bit better. That was
okay. Well, I don't know, but anyway, it was because you didn't hear any like crowd noise or anything like that in it and things. So I just wondered where it came from, but it was great either way.
And also, the drummer missed the first. Dang, on the door. The first time he went on the door, the drummer missed that. He did a rim shot instead of a snare shot. The second time he did a snare shot, and then all the way through he did snare shot. So I think they might have been in the studio, but they might have played it live in the studio.
Okay, maybe, who knows? But anyway, it still had a great feel, a great sort of vibrancy to it. I think it was fantastic. So.
It was absolutely brilliant. As I said, that was Chris. Chris is the curator who puts everything together for us. We're the monkeys who sit in the cockpit and then he presses fire. So thank you, Chris. I really enjoyed that. It made my week.
He's got something planned for us coming up, which we've had to order stupid things you'll be seeing in an upcoming video, apparently.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing how we just like,
whatever.
He tells us what you all right. It's like he had a bear trap, put your head in. Oh, Chris,
Literally, you need that. So,
all right. We're not going to score that at the moment because it's an all-time classic. It's them, and it's John Lee Hooker. So,
I think we. Well, I mean, I'd love to hear some more John Lee Hooker at some point because he is. But you know, the sad thing is, do you think we'd get lots of numbers with John Lee Hooker? Probably not. But it'd be.
I started a Blues Week, right? The curated week, and I, you know, because you know, Freddie King down is just Freddie King's one of my favorite artists, and I just thought, you know, no one. I was putting a lot of work in curating this week, and I just thought, nah, you know, I love the blues. I really love the blues. I just don't think it's going to get the numbers.
Yeah, I mean, it might be interesting to. I bet you there's some tracks that would cover it, but yeah, then it'd be more. It wouldn't be anyway. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah. Right. Thank you very much. See you on the flip side. We've got some awards and sorts coming up, and then we are promised we are going to get there. Is Joan Armour Trading?
Joan Armour Trading Week. We're going to get to it because we're actually very much looking forward to it. I think it's going to be very interesting. So,
and we're back in the seat now, and all the studio stuff.
Oh, I love your green screen. Awesome.
Well, people can't see it because we've replaced the green screen and with something else, don't we?
That's true. Yeah.
God, technology is wasted upon us. All right, I'll see you in the monkey seat.
I'll see you in the monkey seat. Oh.
All right, ciao.
Yeah.
That's not what monkeys don't do that.
What do monkeys do?
I don't. No, they don't. They don't.
I'm still recording. Excellent.
Oh, my.